congratulating you both for EdaMamma. I was just telling Alia that I was going through the website and I loved almost everything. They're simple, they're cute, and something, every mother or every Masi or anyone would want for their, kids.
Thank you so much. I mean, every time someone says this to us, it kind of makes us feel better and more motivated to, kind of keep working and adding to the product line.
Alia, I would also, want to congratulate you on becoming a mother.
Thank you.
And for giving us, back-to-back super hit films. Not just that, for being a producer, for being an entrepreneur, you're like doing it all so well. So yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I want to understand from you both, how does it feel to build a brand in such a short time and something, I think, as I said, all the mothers, everyone is loving the brand. So how does it feel?
Firstly, for me, understanding or starting a business by myself itself was a risk because I have zero, I think, education in business studies or business or anything like that. But it was a very organic understanding of fixing or filling a gap in the market, and that's what we identified, that there is a genuine gap for a kids wear clothing brand, homegrown, especially a sustainable, earth-friendly clothing brand. We started off literally, and I would still call us a bootstrap company, even though we have grown from strength to strength, in my opinion. But it started off all with my venture, my capital. I didn't want an investor, I didn't want a partner. I just wanted to start and do this by myself, and to see, I'm fortunate enough that I could put in that money by myself, and understand what the potential of this particular category is and how the market responds to a brand like EdaMamma. And yes, it's been a short while, but it's been a long journey of learning, long understanding of where we can grow, what all we can do. But the intention from inception for EdaMamma was to always create a world of EdaMamma. So even though we've started with kids wear ages 4 to 12, there was always the intention to move to the other categories as well, to go to teenagers, to go to the infant wear. Maternity, I have to admit, started with me trying to fill a gap in my wardrobe. But that also very organically happened, where it's like, listen, I needed certain kind of clothes, and I started doing some, pushing and pulling and moving around. And I was like, why am I struggling so much? We should just try and put in some extra capital and make this kind of go as a limited edition line. But what happened, we were so surprised with the response that we had to maternity was phenomenal. We sold out 80%, I think, right, Iffat, of our styles in
80% 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. So then we added another collection, which is the nursing collection. That too, after taking feedback from the consumer, we understood that we didn't really maybe put in a lot of front opening garments. So we put that into the nursing collection. So it's been, like I said, a journey of learning. And when, someone like you comes on and the first thing you say that you went to the website and it gives you a really lovely feel, like if it said, that's extremely motivating, because that's pure consumer response, and that's all we ask for, actually.
Iffat, how did you come on board? I mean, I know it was Alia's thought that she wants a brand like that, but how did you come on board, and what made you say, what convinced you basically to say, like, I want to be a part?
Can I answer that? Because it's not about Iffat being convinced, because actually the understanding, we actually convinced her deeply, because the understanding we had is that for us, our head of the business, somebody who totally run the show, had to be someone who knew the marketplace, who knew the industry, front, forward, backward, center, everything. And Iffat was that sort of
I agree.
golden angel, I would say, for us, and we're very, very grateful that she came on board, and she's really made this brand her own, and it is her own, and the whole team has made the brand their own. As I said, we're a bootstrap company, so we had a really, really tiny team, everybody kind of lapping over into different positions. It's not like one designated person for this, one designated person for that. Everyone's doing everything, and we managed to do that virtually for the first year at least. And I think that itself is, it's quite a miracle that we managed to do that virtually. So yeah, we're very grateful to have Iffat on board. And Iffat, if you want to add to that, but I wanted to kind of jump in and say.
No, honestly, I didn't need any convincing. I was completely sold when I right from the first time that I met Alia and shared her vision about the brand. I mean, I was completely sold on kind of. I actually resonated with the same belief that we could actually create this brand that could talk to kids about the whole love for nature, the environment, talking to them about an alternate lifestyle that is sustainable. And we realized that there was no brand currently in that space, which was homegrown, and it's been really exciting and challenging to scale Ed up in the last 2 years at the pace that we have, and kind of make it already where we actually have a national presence now across. Even whether it's online and offline, we're available across the country, across stores, across multiple portals on our website, and we're also now going, live internationally. So I don't think any of this would have been possible without Alia's clear vision. I mean, her vision was clear, and I think it's been a labor of love for all of us. I mean, I think that's the best way I can put it. That it's been it's not only about the brand; it's also about how passionate each one of us has been to kind of see this brand to fruition. So we actually wanted to see the brand grow, and I think we put in everything that we had over the last 2 years.
And how are you, like, as you just mentioned, how are you ensuring the brand is sustainable? And because we people have become conscious now. So how are you ensuring that?
When we say sustainable, we don't, ours is not just green top or green wash that other brands do. I mean, for us, everything is certified. We ensure that all our certifications are in place. So whether it's the natural fibers that we procure, whether it's our trims, whether it's the accessories, whether it's our packaging, we have certifications for every single part, or rather element of the garment that goes into making a garment, right from our dyes that are ASO free and completely safe for kids. In fact, even the new line that we're launching, we're actually running multiple tests to ensure that it's saliva safe for kids. So we don't leave anything to chance. We actually ensure that everything is tested, certifications are in place, and we also have, as a brand, we're extremely ethical. So even the partners that we partner with, we ensure that fair trade practices are in place. So we actually walk the talk, and we don't just make tall claims, but we have everything in place to substantiate those claims.
I have heard that from ideation to the designing to everything, you are a part of it. You want to be there. So how has it been?
I'm a bit of a control freak like that. So I don't let anything go. Having said that, I rely deeply on my team because I think so far it started off with us really understanding and identifying what the vision is and how important the storytelling is. So once we have that right, then everybody works from the same place. Having said that, sometimes I get extremely anal and particular about color combinations, and I think that's something that they have faced time and again. Where I'm like, send me the things on on images and all while you're like shooting. Send me how the kids are looking. Send me how this is looking and all. Because I think for me, I just don't want to be like, oh, why didn't I get into it at that time, and why didn't I check here, or why didn't I check there? Um, but I always say that I am not somebody who understands business. I understand what my vision is and sometimes my creativity is, but that is my thinking and my understanding. Ifat is someone who understands the market more than I do. So even if there's a moment where I feel a certain way, and if Ifat doesn't agree, I'll still go with her vision. If she doesn't, if she usually it's like I say something, she gets it and she says, yeah, 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 okay, you're right. Maybe we should do that way. But if she says, no, Alia, I think it will really work, I will go with her vision because she understands the market, as I said, better than I do. But yeah, I like to be involved in it because I feel like it kind of, it's not, as I said, I put in my own money into this brand. It's not something I just slap my name onto. I mean, the brand doesn't have my name in it, it has my cat's name in it. But the point is, I don't want to just slap my name onto something and be like, oh, I'm doing this, and then have no look at it. And in fact, I don't even talk about it that much to my friends or to people. But when I talk to people who have their own businesses, homegrown businesses, I really understand and I enjoy talking about it a lot because for me, every day is a learning moment on a brand like EdaMamma. And in a sense, I very proudly say that I'm not just an entrepreneur, I'm a founder. I've started it. I'm not just invested in the brand. I'm a founder on the brand, and
Right.
that's why everything that goes with it has to be, you know, looked upon by me. I can't just let it go and kind of let things happen, because the consumer will smell that.
Because you just mentioned, I know the story behind the name, but I want you to tell my viewers why EdaMamma. What's the story behind the name?
So my first baby is a baby called Edward, my cat, who I love deeply. And it started off with, I still don't remember the exact moment where it went to Ed. I think it started off with us. I still don't remember it, but it started off with a moment of being like, okay, it's a world for babies and their mums. So Ed is my baby, and I'm Ed's mama. So Ed the mama.
That's really really sweet. Yes.
Yeah.
And how is the brand, ensuring that it's inclusive? I mean, what I've read and seen, there are no blues and pinks specified for a girl or a boy. So can you just elaborate on that?
It's SNEL. Pink is lovely color for girls and a lovely color for boys. Blue is a lovely color for girls and a lovely color for boys. I think what we try to do is understand the market. So you have that specific girls range, you have that specific boys range, but then you also have a unisex range. Um, and we try and mix and match. And at the end of the day, it is the consumer's journey. You should log on to the website and have enough options and have enough palettes um, for you to choose from.
One more thing that I would want to ask you both. When we go back to other celebrities, especially actors, brands, those are usually not affordable for, common people. But when I went to the website, I checked, everything is quite affordable and, quite good. How are you managing that? Because since you have put your money and, you are driving it all, how are you ensuring that, pricing should be kept like that?
I'll talk a little bit about how we all came upon it, and then if I can take you a bit into the details. But I think the idea was to always have a mastige brand. We wanted to keep the price points affordable, and it's something that we're very, very proud of, because for a sustainable clothing brand, that, like Iffat said, when we're walking the talk, we're not just claiming that we're sustainable. Our practices, our fabrics, our everything is all earth friendly. Um, so a sustainable clothing brand at these price points is something that is not very common, and we wanted it to be that way, because we want everybody to have access to the clothes. For example, we do maybe have like a smaller premium range. For example, in the infant collection, our maximum infant collection is organic cotton. Um, sorry, is 100% cotton, but then we have a bit more premium range, which is 100% organic cotton. So there, the price points may increase, but mostly about 90% of the time, we want to keep it affordable, accessible, because the dream is to be in everybody's home. So we're not just stopping at retail, we're not just stopping at fashion, I would say. We're moving forward to different categories like storytelling, personal care, educative toys. It should be that one-stop shop for all things for you and your baby, right from the time you know that you're pregnant. You should be like, okay, where do I need to go? EdaMamma, and up until your child is a teenager.
I'm so loving, seeing you talk so passionately about it.
No, but if I can tell you a little bit how we've managed to reach these price points.
Very, very careful with our sourcing. Our entire supply chain is watertight. We ensure that we buy from the right sources. While other sustainable brands don't really have scale, right? We've managed to achieve a massive scale in terms of numbers. Those benefits we're actually passing on to the consumers. Other sustainable brands probably want to charge a premium for their efforts, and it's hard to have a sustainable product when the kind of products that we make, right? We're not shortchanging the customer, so everything is truly sustainable. The benefit that we get, we're directly passing it on to the customers, and hence we're able to keep the pricing under control. We are not taking an upcharge for being sustainable. So we've broken that stereotype. Actually, we've been successful in breaking the stereotype that sustainable products are expensive, and that was our mandate from day one. I mean, Alia was very, very clear that while the brand was to be sustainable, it also had to be affordable. So that was a very clear brief, and that's the brief we've been working on since the day the brand was conceptualized, actually.
Alia, I would read this out. Urta Punjab, Kapoor and Sons, Humpty Sharma Ki Dulhania, Highway, my favorite, Gully Boy, Two States, Razi, Dear Zindagi, Darlings, your producer also, Brahmastra, oh, I loved it. I can go on and on. You've given us some incredible films and more than that, incredible characters. I want to understand at this point in your career, uh, are you aiming at creating a legacy? Because if I look back, I can watch your films probably 10 years later with same happiness, same thing. So is that there on your mind that okay, I want to reach, be there with people even 10 years later or say 20 years later?
I think everybody works with the intention of being good at their work. I would not say that it's like I wake up every morning saying I have to create a legacy. I have to create a legacy. I'm not someone who is so. I don't take myself so seriously, but I'm very serious about my work and everything that I do when it comes to work. I have um, been brought up with a lot of discipline. I've seen my parents be extremely dedicated and disciplined, doing everything that they can to make ends meet. With my mom, with my dad, my sister and I really value work ethic, and I think that's something that I will continue to put into everything that I do. And the idea is to always leave a little love in people's hearts. So I work hard, but there is room for love and magic, which you cannot really pinpoint. It either happens or it doesn't happen. So of course, my intention is to be on a film set for as long as my legs are, working and I can walk and talk. So whether at the age of 90 I'm giving a shot, I don't mind doing that because I love being on set. Um, and yeah, seeing a smile on your face while you talk about my movies is all one can ask for.
I wait for your films. I'm waiting for your next releases, which we'll probably talk when it's the right time. But for now, I'll get back to EdaMamma. I want to understand, we often talk about body shaming and everything, and it happens among kids also, okay, when they go to school or, between their friends. I want to understand, are you also targeting that, keeping the sizes in mind and everything else in mind while, designing for teenagers or something like that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think our sizes and styles are extremely fluid and comfortable. And at the end of the day, our narrative will always be for all kids, young, from right when they're kids to becoming teenagers. It's always to really celebrate yourself and your personality, and take care while taking care of the planet and while being like planeteers and young, like sort of uh, young. What's the word? Oh, I'm blanking out on the word. Young, not activist, but kind of activist for your environment and your planet and
Right.
the people around you. It's also very important to have that same love for yourself. And that's something that we will continue to put out there in our communication. You can love, as long as you love inward, you can love outward.
Right.
And that's very important. And speaking about body shaming and stuff like that, yeah, it really disturbs me when young girls today are feeling so conscious. Even boys are feeling conscious about their clothes and the way they look. And thanks to social media and stuff like that, it's becoming more and more that way. And I think the only thing that I'm continuously going to sort of harp onto in every interview is that you cannot let that superficial standard dictate your life. You just lead a healthy lifestyle, which is you stay active, you have fun, you eat healthy ingredients, you eat healthy food, you drink a lot of water, and you just surround yourself with great people and lots of good energy. And that's it. You should not be meeting some unrealistic standards which doesn't exist, for the sake of a picture or a like or something like that.
I'm glad you said that. A lot of, we have a lot of younger audience that, watch our website and, videos. I'm glad they'll get an idea that it's not always, what it looks.
No, feel good about yourself, dress up and stuff like that. But then do it for yourself. Don't do it for an external factor.
Right. That's really important. Iffat, I want to understand from you, what are the future plans now? What are you guys planning on doing more, adding more?
Yeah, so getting back to the expansion plans, I mean, we've launched 4 new categories in the last quarter. Infants is the latest category that we've added onto it. Post infants, we're also looking at adding on. So right now it's just the clothing line. There'll be a lot more accessories, essentials that will be added on as we speak. Newer markets launching in the GCC countries. We're very soon going to be available on Amazon.com in the US. We're also looking at starting our own exclusive brand outlets very, very soon, which are going to be more like creating a world of EdaMamma. So they're going to be experiential outlets. They're not going to be just a clothing store that's out there to sell clothes, but more about providing a holistic experience about EdaMamma to parents and their kids. We've also kind of expanded our footprint in the offline space. We're already currently live at 22 lifestyle stores. We're going live with newer formats like Assorti and Centro. So I think in terms of expansion, there's a lot going on, and I think the pace is only getting faster. So we've had like a really quick pace of expansion over the last 2 years, and I can only see it getting quicker and faster, and really growing into something. I mean, that is closer to Alia's dream. I mean, that's what I can say.
I am also looking forward to it, like really. Alia, are we going to see Raha as a? I hope I'm taking the name right. Raha, right?
Raha.
Are we going to see her as a showstopper soon?
Not in a million years.
But that's good. That's good. I personally appreciate that. Now, that was my last question, and I'm looking forward to your films, Alia. Both,
Thank you.
both, of us, and your chemistry with Ranveer. So
Yes.
yes. Thank you so much for your time, both of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely speaking.
Yeah.
Thank you.